Hey guys, Cray here. Gonna be doing some Donkey Kong Country Returns, so feel free to just sit back and relax. This is gonna be a slightly differing Let's Play than my other Let's Plays, and you'll see what I mean by that later. Right now I'm gonna stay quiet so I can watch this opening cutscene. Enjoy. Okay, now that the cutscene's over, you can sort of tell what happened. Volcano released these little cheeky creatures that took over the island and hypnotized all the animals, and for whatever reason, which presumably the reason is the DK is too stupid to be hypnotized, they couldn't hypnotize him. I find that kind of funny, honestly. Anyway, in this Let's Play, we're just going to be focusing on collecting Kong letters, not going for every collectible. I might grab some puzzle pieces every now and then. They're not out of the way, but mostly just going for the Kong letters. They're mostly pretty easy to spot, like you can see right there. I just kind of had to go back a little bit to the left and get up in those trees to collect that K. And for the most part, they stay that way in the most of the game. Like, I can't even think of that many. There's usually, when it does in the game, it's usually like an N or a G. And the K is almost always easy to spot, so yeah, be a mostly straightforward little Let's Player walkthrough, whatever you want to refer to this as. I'm doing this differently because I feel like I wanted to try something new and I thought this would work out better. You can see a lot of these require different strategies to grab them, like that O down there requires you to do a rolling jump. You won't be able to get it otherwise. If you did try to do something else, you'd probably fall to your death before you get it. You might be able to, like, try to use Diddy and extend the rocket and try to find a way to jump back up, but I wouldn't count on that. I think the safest bet is to just roll jump. As long as you have your timing right, you'll be fine too. So one thing to note is this game is really, really difficult, so you want to be super careful with the way you play it. You can end up dying really simply and really easily. I did this Let's Play with no deaths because I wanted to record it without any deaths, so it took a while to finish it, to say the least. And I thought if I did no deaths, it would make this shorter overall, so I wanted to do that for the sake of condensing this for you guys. I don't know why I went for this puzzle piece here. There's really not a lot of benefit from it. If you like the illustrations cool, then good on you, you can go for them. I personally don't think it's worthwhile because the puzzle pieces don't really add a lot, and I'm not really interested that much in the artwork when I'm mostly playing it. Just play the levels and mess around with it. If I'm really into a game, sure, I'd want to unlock as much as I can. And I do really like this game, but I don't care enough to look around for all the hidden puzzle pieces. If you do, though, some notes to keep in mind are to like look around the level when you're playing for anything hidden. Like, try looking on cliffs that look really inconspicuous, where they don't look like you'd actually die if you fell off. And try jumping off of those. If you see like any hint whatsoever that there's no death there, like bananas or something, then go for it, because usually it's safe. You usually have some sort of hint letting you know. There's also usually puzzle pieces hidden in like those little dandelion. Actually, I'm not sure what the name of the flower is. It's been so long. I think the dandelion, but yeah, blow on those. You get them sometimes, and just look around. Usually, you have to do quite a bit of looking because the puzzle pieces are hidden a lot more closely than Kong letters, which are meant to be pretty easy to get. And Kong letters have an actual good purpose in the game, because when you collect Kong letters, you're actively working towards a goal. What I'm doing right now is I'm collecting them so that I can unlock a bonus level at the end of the world. These are all labeled like K, like the world and then a K at the end of it, and that's the bonus level. They're all pretty difficult, but they're still fairly fun. They add some extra replay value to the game. And there's a bonus for beating all the levels and bonus levels too, so you do get something for doing it. You don't have to, and it's not recommended unless you just really, really want to, but I found this game more than fun enough. Also, keep collecting these little tokens. The banana tokens are very helpful. They're not necessary, they're only somewhat necessary. Like, you need 20 of them to buy a key from a barred off level in each world. Don't know exactly why they're barred off in the first place, but they are, and you shouldn't really have much trouble collecting them if you're just paying attention. Usually you can find them pretty easily, so just look around, grab them when you can, and you'll probably have 20 of them by the time you get to Cranky Shop easily, so just grab as many as you can. This level is pretty simple. It's mostly climbing, just paying attention to your surroundings. Keep going. Honestly, there's not much to say about this level other than just be careful you don't get snipped by those little plants, because they can get you pretty easily if you're not paying attention. Also, you'll notice like a lot of areas in this particular level seem to have like little edges jutting out that are really odd looking. I don't remember how many of them there are, but there are quite a few that hide puzzle pieces, so you want to like get kind of close and try to move it, and usually it does, and there'll be a puzzle piece, so I'd recommend checking those out if you're interested in that. Kong letters, just look around. Like that end, for example, you just had to go down a little bit and make sure you inspect it. It wasn't really hard to spot. For the most part, Kong letters tend to be like that. I think that the deal with most of the Kong letters is they're not meant to be too hard to collect, but they're meant to be collectibles that you have to sort of go out of your way to collect. There's some in later levels, like minecart levels, where you actually have to time your jump pretty well if you want to get the Kong letters, and it is not easy. Also, something to note, like when I was playing this game, I wouldn't recommend trying to do a deathless run unless you really just wanted to challenge yourself. This game is brutal when it comes to doing deathless. Like, it's not too bad. The real challenge comes in like after you beat the game in a certain bonus mode. I don't believe there's checkpoints, but I could be misremembering that. The good thing is, if you're just playing this, you don't care too much about the difficulty, though, you can get by this pretty easy because you do have checkpoints, and dying will suck, but it won't set you back that much. Honestly, dying in this game only sets you back so far. What's annoying, though, is when you die so many times and the super guide keeps popping up trying to get you to watch the footage to actually see how the CPU plays it. And sometimes the CPU doesn't even use the optimal footage, so it's like, why bother? And plus you lose all your progress towards collectibles, so there's really no point in bothering. Okay, this level is simple as well. Remember, I believe this level involves a bunch of barrels, so be careful. Maybe I'm staking this for another run. I do remember a very particular level in World 1, though, that involved shooting yourself out of barrels over and over. Wait, if you need them, go ahead and like try to teeter a little bit and get those coins, and then move on. Okay, this is the barrel level. This involves you focusing on timing and your shots a lot. Maybe this isn't the barrel level, but whatever. I'll try to narrate what's going on here and what you need to do. But yeah, just focus. Don't get hit by those guys as you're trying to be careful not to get hit. It's not too hard. Just don't jump directly beneath them and into them like I did, because that'll end up costing you a heart. Frog's a little more dangerous, so you have to watch his timing, but if you jump when he's up high, you should be perfectly fine. Okay, this part, you can go here and you can get ram beat. I believe this isn't necessary for the Kong letters, but it is completely necessary if you want to get puzzle pieces, so be on the lookout for him. You'll need him. Okay, there's your banana coin if you need another. Frogs, eggs here are pretty useless. They help for jumps, I guess. Okay, this part's a little bit challenging, not too bad. You want to try and do what I just did there, where you jumped carefully and bounced off a frog just a little bit and made sure you could get away with it. It's not the simplest thing. This part was really easy, just bounce off the frogs. And for that end, I believe there's one other thing you can do, which is where you watch where you're teetering at, and if you're careful, you should be able to just sort of go and shake the air remote, or just make Rambi go forward a little bit, and then jump at the end like you would a roll jump, and you should be able to collect that in if you do it right. Not too difficult, you just have to really watch what you're doing. Alright, 1-5. There are 2 more levels as that I remember in this part that I recorded, so there's this, then there's 1-4, I think. I don't remember for certain because I'm not paying a whole lot of attention to exactly what levels I played. I'm just trying to pay attention to the actual gameplay right now. Be a little bit silent while I watch and try to keep you guys more. Okay, this is the actual level I was thinking of, the barrels. Last level did involve them some, but this one is way more concentrated on barrels. There's a little bit of the gimmick going around that you have to carefully watch where each barrel shoots you, so be careful. Pretty simple level. Don't go too fast or too slow if you want the Kong letters. Shoot yourself at the right moment. This level capitalizes on timing, so you gotta kind of watch it. Some really dangerous segments in this level too, so you have to be careful. There's also a lot of bananas here if you want to get lives, so it seems like a pretty good level to get more bananas. Keeps you stocked up on and health, which is nice, even though in this level letters doesn't really matter a whole lot because you have to be careful at your shots. Like how I was aiming there with that giant metal spike thing, you gotta be real careful because if you don't, you'll get hit. Also with that yen I just collected, you have to watch the pattern very, very carefully. If you don't, you're not gonna get it. This level loves to mess with you with that, so you have to be really careful. So I missed a puzzle piece right there. You just have to be kind of careful with how you're watching it. Like I said, this level capitalizes on timing. Like this segment, you just got to be fast and get away from these falling totem poles as fast as you can and keep moving. If you do that, you'll be fine. If not, then, well, you might end up messing up and dying. Hopefully you'll be fine though, and you won't have that mess up. This level isn't too bad, really. It's really all about paying attention. And there you go, the end, which you just had to watch carefully, make sure you didn't get hit. It wasn't very hard to pull off. I believe if you get hit though, it can kill you right then and there because it can throw off your trajectory and end up causing you to miss the goal by just a little bit. So you gotta be somewhat careful. Okay, now we buy the key and then we move on to that next level. So yeah, just have 20 coins handy and you'll be good. Still have some extra, so those will go into World 2 for another key. I don't really use them for anything else. If you aren't as good at the game and you really, really need other stuff, like recommend buying some balloons to keep yourself alive, or you can go for some of the power-ups like the little potion that grants you invincibility for a few level, and for a level That's helpful in some of those K levels in particular if you really want it. Okay, this level is something that's really cool. It's really fun to play on. You gotta pay attention though. How this level works is, as you can see, all silhouettes, so you gotta make sure you're paying attention to everything going on this level. Otherwise, you may get hit by something in the background because you're not paying attention. There's a lot of really interesting stuff, like there was that little enemy disguised as a bush. You gotta kind of be careful, like approach it and let it set itself off but not get too close. If you don't pay attention though, this level will really hit you hard. It's really simple and straightforward though. This is an easy Kong letter. Just jump at the time the frog's at the maximum height and then bounce off of it and you're good. You got your O out of it. Just keep going on. This level is really straightforward as long as you keep your eyes on the level and don't at least focus. Like, just make sure you're paying attention to what's going on because these silhouettes can mess with you if you don't. So when you see those little rotating bananas and stuff, if you need health or you want to get some more tokens, I recommend going for that because usually there's some sort of little reward at the end, so usually worth grabbing it. And there you have it, all the Kong letters. Quite a few of them seem to be just hidden in the ground. This level is really straightforward, so it's nothing to worry about. I bothered getting all the bananas just because I wanted to get the little reward. Wasn't really anything necessary. Just wanted to get that. And we're almost done with the level. Okay, that's pretty much this whole level, and I believe that concluded the entirety of this video because I stopped after this level and the next one I covered last few levels of the world, like the boss. The other level, I think, which is 1-6, I left, and then I also went to 1K, so see you guys in the next video. I hope you enjoy watching this. Bye.